Alright, we're live as we speak. Sorry about the audio quality, but this is Off the Grid. Off the Grid is going to be a podcast where we talk about Formula One, news sections from it, and race previews. Now, as we go to the Google Doc that I made of stuff we're going to talk about today, there's a few headlines that we're going on about today that I think are really interesting. And the first one I already know I have written. It happened before the Grand Prix weekend even started. It was the rumors about Esteban Ocon going to Williams. I mean, not Williams, Haas. Now, it's interesting for a few reasons. Because one, Esteban Ocon is a Mercedes contracted driver, and as you all know, Ferrari owns three junior teams. Two, I mean, they own Haas, they own Alfa Romeo. Kimi Räikkönen, that's why he's at Alfa Romeo, because of the ties that they have with Sauber, which is now Alfa. And if Ocon would go to Haas, I'm not sure if Toto Wolff would necessarily allow it, because their ties with Ferrari, when it comes to Mercedes, it's not particularly the best one. And it'd be interesting to see Ocon go to Williams because, like, Pascal Wehrlein, that's the thing. But you gotta get Pascal Wehrlein into the seat. Imagine getting Wehrlein in that seat. Because all of the great things that he would do, if he's able to score points in Manor, in a Sauber, in the worst cars on the grid, I believe that Ocon and Wehrlein on a team together would be the absolute dream team. Now, will Wehrlein come back in F1 anytime soon? I don't think so. He's doing pretty fine in Formula E, and he is talking about coming back to DTM, I think. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see. But I'm not going to talk too much about it, as we have the Mercedes livery. They actually made a new livery to celebrate 125 years of the Mercedes-Benz. And now if you don't know, the front half of the car where the driver's legs are in from the halo, they made that completely white. And my honest opinion, I love this car a ton. This car is probably my favorite livery of the year, even being the Rich Energy Haas. And speaking of that, I might end up talking about the Rich Energy fiasco later. So yeah. Sorry about that. But yeah, so the next ones I have to talk about is German Grand Prix FP1, FP2 results. And sorry for I'm a bit rusty. I have no one starring alongside me. I have nobody here. So yeah, sorry about that. Um, yeah, so I'm not gonna go over FP1 because nothing really happened. In FP2 though, Pierre Gasly after the final corner, he had a bit of oversteer and tried to correct it, and I'm going straight into the barrier on the inside. And I think it just shows the inexperience that Pierre Gasly has, because Pierre Gasly, I mean, he's a nice dude. He seems like a very nice guy. But was he ready for Red Bull? No, he wasn't. Should have Brendan Hartley gotten the seat? Possibly. It's. I think Daniel Ricciardo should not have left to go to Renault. That's just my personal opinion. Anyway, skipping through FP1, we'll go to qualifying. And our qualifying was an absolute Ferrari nightmare. The nightmare at Ferrari happened because, well, especially Bell didn't even get out of Q1 because he didn't even get a time in before the mechanics told him that he has a car issue and everything and all of that. And the same thing happened to Charles Leclerc in Q3. The same issue, ended up qualifying P10, which is better than his teammate Sebastian, but it really does suck for Sebastian. And scrolling through the results, if I can find the results. Okay, sorry about the technical difficulties. I didn't have anything ready. I was in a bit of a rush to get this up. I deeply apologize for this. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry for the bad camera quality. I have to use my phone on this. But anyway, yeah. Lewis Hamilton ended up taking pole, which, I mean, isn't really surprising at this point. And sorry if you hear any dogs out there. They want in my room, but they're gonna. You know, I don't care at this point. But yeah, Lewis Hamilton gets pole. It's not really that surprising. He's won all but three races this season. Valtteri Bottas has won 2 of them, which is Australia and Baku, and Max Verstappen won Austria, as we all know. And Max Verstappen qualified second, the winner of Austria. And yeah, the dogs are getting a bit annoying, but yeah, speaking of Valtteri, he qualified P3. And Valtteri, he had an amazing beginning of the season, but he fell off at some point. I think something after Baku. He was gone. I'm not sure what happened. Because Valtteri seemed like he had a good championship battle with Lewis going. And I think when it came to June, beginning of that, he just fell. But Pierre Gasly, with the Ferraris not in the session, ended up getting a good P4 out of that. Now, if the Ferraris were there, he would have gotten P6. He was 7 tenths off, while Valtteri was only 3 tenths off. So the Ferraris definitely would have been up there. And the Ferraris are really quick. They got 1-2 in FP1 and 2, I believe. So, yeah. But one shock was Kimi Räikkönen. Now, he qualified P5 in an Alpha. And as we all know, Alpha have not really had the best car all season. They've been behind Toro Rosso. At some points, they've been behind Williams. But that was only one time. And Kvyat and Albon have been outperforming that Toro Rosso. But Kimi Räikkönen absolutely curb stomping Giovinazzi. I don't know what to say. He's just brilliant. I think he should deserve to be on Ferrari for one more year. Charles should have gotten the Haas. But anyway, as you go here, Roman Grosjean, who ended up having rumors to get replaced by Ocon, qualified P6. I mean, Gunther Steiner still might replace him during the summer break. That wouldn't surprise me. He hasn't been performing like Roman Grosjean normally would. And, well, he's proving Gunther wrong. He wants to stay at Haas. He was the first ever driver they had. The first ever points they got in Australia in 2016 with the P6. And that'd be really cool. But Carlos Sainz's new ride for 2019 at McLaren gets P7. I'd say it's pretty normal. But Sergio Perez at Racing Point, that is a shock because they haven't been in Q3 ever since Azerbaijan with the same guy, Sergio Perez. That's cool to see him there. And Hulkenberg qualified P9, and as I saw, Leclerc didn't even start. He got P10 with a mechanical issue. Same issue as Vettel. Ferrari better figure that out because if that keeps happening, I'm not sure how they're going to do constructors-wise. And if that keeps happening, Vettel might just end up retiring, which is a whole other rumor right, we can get into. And qualifying 11th is Kimi Räikkönen's teammate Antonio Giovinazzi. He was only 100th off of getting in the Q3, which really does suck. But, yep, Sergio ended up making it, which was good for him. And Antonio, I mean, it's his kind of rookie season. If you don't know, he made 2 starts. No, he made 3 starts in 2017. He did Australia, he did China, and he also did Bahrain. So, I mean, it's not really going too well. And now there's a lawnmower. Now the dogs are going to start barking. This couldn't be going any worse. But anyway, Kevin Magnussen, who's been outperforming his teammate Roman Grosjean, the Dane ended up getting 12th place, who you normally make it to Q3. This is a disaster. This is just a disaster right now. The dog's barking, the lawnmower's outside. But yeah, Daniel Ricciardo, he'd normally be making it to Q3, but 13th place. That's... Danny Kvyat got 14th, outperforming his teammate Alex Albon, who, if anything, has been outperforming Kvyat himself. Because Albon, if you don't recall, he started P20 after having a crash in FP3, cannot get the car repaired for qualifying, and fought the Toro Rosso all the way to P9, which I think Albon has a Red Bull seat coming up next year. And now that he won't stop scratching at the door, so it's going... Okay, so anyway, running out the top 15 is Lance Stroll. Lance Stroll just did a Lance Stroll. There's something special about him. But this is where we get into the fun stuff, because Lando Norris got eliminated in Q1, which Lando Norris, he normally being up there in Q3. But there's been a lot of shocks in this qualifying session, for sure. Alex Albon, talked about him earlier, gets P17. he's an amazing driver. I would not be surprised if he gets in a McLaren seat next. I mean, not McLaren, a Red Bull seat next season. Robert Kubica and George Russell, 18th, 19th. Man, Williams needs to sort that out because I'm not sure what happened. I mean, 2018, they weren't necessarily. I mean, they were slow. Sergei Sorokin and Lance Stroll weren't necessarily too bad. Just, I don't know. They were just really slow. But 2017, 18, and that transition, I think the rules package kind of screwed them in a way. So I'll see how they do come the end of the season. And 20th place, talked about him earlier, Sebastian Vettel. Now, if Sebastian was thinking about retiring already, I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to announce it over the summer break. Sebastian, he's going to retire. Simple as that. I don't see him lasting all much longer. But anyway, as we go on to our next topic, Ferrari's recent pace, I mean, they've been performing pretty well in the practice sessions, just it doesn't translate in qualifying. But I think Charles Leclerc is their next superstar to translate the team from right behind Mercedes, almost getting beaten by Red Bull, to, I believe, faster than Mercedes. But, alright, I'm going to end this off quick because the dog lawnmower, it's going to get really loud. So, the race predictions. So, I think Lewis Hamilton will get second place. I believe Max Verstappen will take the victory. Because he's always been really good at tracks that have a lot of straights and very, very few corners. Austria, for example. I mean, he's just really good at tracks like that. I believe he could. Verstappen could take the win. And I believe Charles could fight his way back up to P5. But the podium would be Pierre Gasly. I think Pierre Gasly will get third. I mean, that's a weird thing to say, but I think Pierre Gasly might get a third place. And I think Sebastian might fight his way back up to like P4. Actually maybe P4. Hamilton already did the same exact thing last season. So, and ended up winning. And yeah, but also, one thing I need to talk about is the rain, because there's a 70% chance of rain coming to the German Grand Prix race weekend and the race. Will it happen? I don't believe it will, because last year it rained a bit, and right when the race ended, it just started downpouring. So called for an F1 weekend. I think it's going to happen. So, yeah. And that's really it. So, I'm sorry. That's going to be it for the event. Anybody who's watching, keep in mind, this is my first time doing this, and there's a lawnmower and a dog in the background distracting me. So yeah, I apologize for that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We'll see you next one.